Well, it's better late than never to talk about my favorite acting performances of 2024. Not going to make this as extensive as the movie ranking. So let's start rattling off what were my favorites and, in my opinion, the best performances I've seen in all of 2024. Starting off with a couple from Abigail, actually, one of my favorite movies of the year. Really fun, instant kind of new classic vampire flick to me. Alicia Ware herself as Abigail. Just a really impressive young performance. I asked a lot of her, really. And my first, cheating entry, essentially, a few more from Abigail, actually. It's just one of the most fun cast dynamics I've seen in the entire year. And that is Dan Stevens, Catherine Newton, and Kevin Durand. They were my favorite characters in the movie, along with, Abigail herself. I adore Catherine Newton very, very much, and her character Sammy is, a hoot in this one. And Dan Stevens, of course. I heard about him in Cuckoo. I did not see Cuckoo, unfortunately, but he was very good here as well. Plays quite the range as it goes along. And Kevin Durand, he's a very overlooked, very good actor. Loved him ever since Walking Tall all the way to the TV show The Strain. But yeah, really enjoyed all three of these in the movie. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Hugh Jackman in Deadpool and Wolverine, bringing his signature gravitas and just acting chops to a Deadpool movie. You get Deadpool doing his usual shtick, but that doesn't really stick with me very long after. Personally, it was a really fun movie. What made it so memorable to me wasn't the cameos. It was kind of touching on just Jackman's Wolverine again, even if it was like an alternate version. And sort of his headspace tying into the X-23 again. That scene at the campfire was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie. Um, like sure he was like pushed more in Logan, the movie, but still he has not missed a step and he's one of the best actors of the last couple decades. And then we have Sydney Sweeney in Immaculate. I really like this film. Memorable ending, but has a great, kind of lingering, tension throughout. And Sydney Sweeney, you can't watch this movie and not say she has a talent as an actress. Um, Not just the ending scene, which is great, but throughout she has a real genuine kind of unraveling of expression that she shows. I thought was really impressive. Changing gears a bit, but staying in horror, is David Howard Thornton as Art the Clown. He's been great in all three of the Terrifier films, but here especially he seems to just keep sticking more and more, and just adding like little nuances and little ticks that don't feel just like retreads of what he did in another movie. He was very good here. The scene at the bar was probably one of the funniest scenes of the entire year. Um, and yeah, he's just really become, deservedly so, like a new modern horror icon, which, however, many of us never thought was going to happen. But yeah, him for sure. And in that same breath, I have to mention Lauren Rivera as our leading lady in the Terrifier films ever since 2. Very, very good. She already knocks however many, horror queens out of the park for me. Like, where the hell did she come from? She is she's very, very good. Um, she feels genuine, she feels real, and brings a well written, new, kind of iconic female horror character to life. Then we have Hayden Panettiere and Amber Alert, which is really a crime thriller you should check out that really went under the radar, got overlooked quite a bit. It's straightforward, but it has like this constant unease of course, the premise. And Hayden Panettiere, I've had the pleasure to meet her. She's a great person. Um, she's very good here as you sort of find out a layer as to why she's so determined to follow up and hopefully find this kid. And there's a scene that is between her and Tyler James Williams that is genuinely impactful, and it has it tugs at your strings a bit. And the way the movie goes, the ending of it, I thought was very well done, and that's in large part because of Hayden Panettiere's commitment to the part. And then we have Anya Taylor-Joy as Furiosa, one of the best action films of the year. She's one of my favorites working today, has been for over a decade now. And, she's not Charlize Theron, but she doesn't have to be. And she plays a very, very, genuine, hard-hitting and natural version of young Furiosa herself. Very raw with her emotion, has a complete aura about her, as the kids say these days. But yeah, she's very believable in the part, and her commitment can't be overlooked. now with a couple for Nosferatu, and that is starting with Lily Rose Depp, the anchor in the film, our eyes in the film. Um, Holy shit. Okay, you want to talk about commitment? The internet and some more immature audience goers. Oh yeah, orgasm face. Oh, she looks so stupid and weird. It's people need to be tested before they actually watch they watch something. Okay, um, like these like middle school like reactions will just always baffle me. Um, like her not just this, but with the seizures and the eyes and stuff like that, and you can't it's really hard to do that, to act that out and make it look authentic, and she really did. It's not supposed to look pretty, it's not supposed to look cool, it's supposed to be unsettling, it's supposed to be uncomfortable, and just kind of you don't really want to look at it. And I fully believe that's what she did, along with a sincere degree of emotion too. um, Lily Rose Depp is beyond someone to watch out for at this point. And then, of course, we have to talk about Bill Skarsgård as Nosferatu. Uh, he disappears into the role. You want to talk about an actor transforming into the part. This is him. If you didn't know it was him, I wouldn't wager you could actually figure it out either. He completely becomes this creature. Um, his dialect and the voice they went for it, and some of the aesthetics of the character. I know some people were mixed on. It took me a little bit of getting used to too, but again, holy shit! You talk about commitment. You talk about just determination to not just have a job, but play a character, play something. And that's what Bill Skarsgård did here. You can feel it whenever he speaks, whenever he's kind of just even standing there. He's there. And I did want to give Bill Skarsgård some credit for The Crow as well, which I actually really liked. Um, for me, people don't really have a lot of like genuine reasoning to dislike this outside of just their love for the original, which is fine, but it really doesn't try to mimic it beat for beat with this one, and I think Bill Skarsgård did a very good job with this different, version of the Eric Draven character. And now we have Angelina Jolie as Maria Callas. I was mixed on the movie itself in general, but Angelina Jolie's performance, as I said in my review, still one of the best of the year on its own. She's one of my favorite actresses of all time, one of my favorite two or three, honestly, at the very tippity top of the mountain, and just one of my most admired people in the world. And although I wasn't, completely in love with the movie itself, again, just commitment and every little bit and touch of emotion. People saying she's not right for the part, look at what she put into it, look at her thought process with it, look at anything behind the scenes like that. And she gave her all, and I think she delivered in portraying it how she wanted to, in a very large degree. Should it earn her another Oscar? I'd say yes. And the last bit I'm going to be talking about here is my old ass, both Aubrey Plaza and Macy Stella. It was it was my number 2 movie of the year, okay? The whole year, and that was because of these two's incredible performances on both their parts. Sure, Aubrey doesn't look a lot like Macy Stella, but that was an intentional joke in the movie as well, and kind of plays on the whole premise of it. The movie is funny. They have a good dynamic with each other, but the movie honestly knocked me on my ass. It made me feel the most emotion, feel the most anything I felt with the movie all year. So in a way, if I were to actually be ranking these, this might actually be number 1. If I were to go by how something actually moved me and how something actually did something for me personally. Playing on the themes of time going by and just life. It sounds really cliche, but they do it in a really genuine and just a way that struck a particular chord with me. Let's just say. Aubrey Plaza in particular made me tear up, but Macy Stella, it would not have happened if not for her playing the younger version of the character too. So yeah, just both of them just completely knocked out of the park.